2020 has by far been the most challenging year for all of us. It has been the same for everyone, regardless of your gender, age, or status. It has been dominated by the deadly virus called Corona. Since the start of this year, there have been cases rising endlessly. There have been prolonged months of quarantine, of social distancing, and lots of SOPs. During this time, many of us have grown to be fearful for our surroundings and of the outside world. So people have come up with ways to do what they love within their own walls. At home gym, at home cooking, and homeschooling. So many parents have been fearful to send their children off to various institutes in fear that they will have contact of the virus. So today we are going to tell you about 10 tips that may help you with homeschooling. Before we start, subscribe to Purple Hippo and ring that bell icon to get regular updates on the latest and most informative videos. Let's start with number 10. Number 10. Learn together. Academics are a hard chapter in one's life, no matter what field you study in or how old you are. To study is not always the easiest thing to do. It includes endless quizzes, endless assignments, midterms, finals, a submission, deadlines, hours upon hours of research, and immense hard work. However, all of this gets slightly easier to manage when one is in high school and is around friends. You tend to do all your works or projects with your best friends, which makes the experience a lot more fun. So if you want to have a healthy and successful study session at home, don't try to do everything alone. All this endless algebra and physics equations can be very overwhelming, so try to study with someone, be it your siblings, your teacher, friends, or even sometimes your parents. Number 9. Cuddle up and read. All forms of studying involve reading. This may be reading classics, reading books, journals, newspapers, magazines, or papers on research. Same is the case with children. So if there's one thing one must not do is read this in a formal manner and in an uncomfortable environment. Sitting at hours on end on your study table is very hard to do. So make a comfortable place for yourself when catching up on your school reading. Get yourself a corner with good lighting, soft cushions, good back support so you can read at your ease. Number 8. Make your own study plan. When you are at school, all of your lessons are prepared for you. You have been allotted various time slots for your classes. Since the first day of school, you are accustomed to study within these time slots, your body and mind following this timetable on its own, and this makes your study more manageable and organized. This is why even if you're being homeschooled, you must make your own study plan. Get yourself a good planner and jot down in detail what you need to study and at what time. Be strict with yourself and follow this timetable no matter what happens. Try your best not to procrastinate and keep yourself bound to your timetable. Number 7. Good stationery. Studying tends to get boring. Even if we are nerds and love a certain subject and its assignment, doing so for hours at the end takes its toll on you. Sometimes what you are studying can be so boring and monotonous that to be attentive and focused seems impossible. In school, you have a whole atmosphere and teachers to pull you out of this boring stance. However, in homeschooling, we do not have this liberty. This is why you should keep it interesting. Do this by getting yourself kids' stationery. Invest in glitter pens, bright markers, funky highlighters, different sorts of sticky notes, and pretty much everything that is colorful, shimmery, and glittery. Number 6. Set up their space. When you are studying, you need to be in your comfort zone. Your studying needs your 100% mind game, and you cannot afford to be distracted by being in an uncomfortable place. So set up a good place for your kids. Get them a comfortable study chair with good lighting, good seating, and colorful things to keep them interested. Make a place for them which they feel themselves in, a place which gives them a personal feeling and which they can call their own. Number 5. Bake a cake. Sitting in the same place every day and following the same timetable every day is very boring. There will be days when your kids or students will just not be able to study and focus in their respective topics. In these cases, incorporate them in baking. This activity is twofold. Firstly, it is fun, highly fun. Secondly, you can also take this opportunity to teach your children. For example, you can use the cake for some math questions and teach them real-life math like addition or subtraction. Number 4. Family activity. An alternative to baking and being in the kitchen is to go out with family and partake in family activities. This is highly advantageous for kids' family life and also for his or her education. Going out is also a form of education. You can teach your kids different geographical features while being on a road trip. You can also teach them the different factors of the ocean while on a day to the beach. You can also teach them about wilderness skills and basic survival skills by going out in the woods and setting up camp. All these activities are highly effective and play a pivotal role in your children's lives. Number 3. Sports. Sports isn't just about physical exercise. It is also about mental exercise. Sports keeps one's attention span long and also teaches determination and how to focus on things. It trains your mind to be alert and also instills a body-mind coordination. It teaches one decency of playing the game and a number of other things. It teaches kids responsibility, for they need to take care of their own sports equipment. Moreover, it also matures them. How? Well, all sorts of sports involve losing and winning. So both of these situations teach your children essential character traits such as modesty in winning and the ability to not give up even if they lose. So even if your kids are being homeschooled, make sure to involve them in sports. Keep a sports lesson in their timetable as well. You can also ask them to memorize stuff while playing. For example, you can ask them to narrate the timetable of a certain number while they are practicing catch. Number 2, get involved with your community. You might not be going to school, but this doesn't mean that you cannot go anywhere else. Remember that learning is all around us. Knowledge is a city which is spread all over the world. So find ways to get involved with your local community. Start volunteering in whatever you find. This may be organizing local events, trash picking, cheerleading for sports, or ushering at various events. All these events teach you all sorts of things and also look good and impressive on your resume. This is why you should always keep a watchful eye for such events. And at number 1 is to take a day off. A common misconception about homeschooling is that you need to keep your child on a leash. This means that they need to be studying all the time. This isn't necessarily the case. All sorts of education and academic need a time out. So give this to them. Give them a break. Take them out or allow them to use their smartphones or laptops for a while. This will give their minds time for growth and also play a vital role in their lives. So this is it, folks. Remember that homeschooling isn't just for kids. Any one of us can do it at any time. All it requires is determination, focus, and immense hard work. Just follow these tips and hopefully you will be good to go. As a parent or as a student, you can also talk to other people who either homeschool or are homeschooled and ask them for tips. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Purple Hippo. We will be back with yet another video. Until then, make sure to take care of yourself. See you in the next video.